Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di, and today I'm sharing with you my first impressions on a few ARCs I received from publishers. So I received 3 ARCs, or advanced reader copies, of manga volumes from several publishers through Edelweiss. So thank you to the publishers and Edelweiss for allowing me to read these volumes in exchange for my honest opinion. This, just so that you know, does not affect my thoughts on these volumes in any way, shape, or form. But we've got 3 volumes to talk to you about today, and I'm going to go in release order. These are all coming out in the month of July, and we're going to start with Volume 1 of Hima-Ten. This one is by Genki Ono, published by Viz, rated teen. So this one comes out on July 7th, and it is following a high school guy who is basically acting as the head of household in his family because his father is posted at a job overseas, his mom works, he has younger siblings, and so he takes care of the household, he cooks, he cleans, he helps his younger siblings with their homework and things like that. But he also has a part-time job cleaning houses. So he wants to try to make enough money for his upcoming college expenses. So he has this little job. It's just kind of a small side business. He's cleaning houses for his mom's friends. He's only got 2 clients at the moment, but he gets a 3rd. And so he's really excited to be making a little bit more money. He goes to the address and realizes it's in this really posh building and goes up into the apartment. And who is the owner of the apartment? It is none other than his new classmate who just transferred into the school. Her name is Himari, and she is a teenage entrepreneur. She has her own makeup line. She's very popular amongst the female classmates. But as they have this arrangement where he's going to be cleaning her house regularly, or her apartment, she obviously wants to keep it on the down low that they know each other. Unfortunately, things happen that kind of make her need him more and more and more in other ways, not just to clean her apartment. So they end up spending more and more time together. And so we kind of follow the progression of that relationship. We see our main character dealing with his family life, as well as his relationship with some of his other classmates. So I really enjoyed it. It's very much reminiscent to me of something like Tamon's B-side. So I think if you enjoy Tamon's B-side, you definitely enjoy this. It has that kind of housekeeping element with a kind of relationship on the down low, the whole celebrity aspect of the person that he's cleaning the house of. It's kind of a really just slice of life, entertaining type of story at this time. I enjoyed myself. I do feel like at this point I have a little bit of a second lead syndrome. If you know what that means, that basically means that I kind of prefer our main character would probably have a romantic line with someone else that we've met in the cast. So I'm not quite sure how I feel about this one, but I'll definitely be continuing with it. I will let you know that it is available on the Shonen Jump app right now. So if you have a subscription, you can definitely check this one out for yourself. But it is coming out physically on July 7th. So those are my thoughts on Hima-Ten. Again, thank you to Viz and Edelweiss for providing me with a copy of this volume in exchange for my honest review. So the next volume that I have is coming out on July 14th, and this is volume 1 of Strange Pictures by Uketsu. This one is illustrated by Aiba and Noriyuki and is published by Titan Manga, rated older teen, I would think. This is the same author as The Strange House, which also has a manga adaptation. That one has a different illustrator, but it is the same author, and this manga is adapted from the novel by Uketsu. So in this one, we follow a guy who's been kind of turned on to this blog. So he meets a character named Kurihara. He's friends with him. And if that name sounds familiar to you, it's because that character also shows up in The Strange House, or Strange Houses, I believe is the name of the actual novel. Based on the timing of where this story takes place, I believe this story is actually set before Strange Houses, just because of the age of Kurihara when we meet him. And so this guy was told by Kurihara, hey, you might be interested in checking out this blog. It's really intriguing. So the guy goes, checks it out, because of course Kurihara would never lead him wrong. And this blog is basically a diary. It follows a guy who basically is writing diary entries for every day of his life, or at least that was his original plan as laid out at the beginning of the blog. So as you read through the blog, you're seeing things that happen, and he stumbles across the final blog posts, which are kind of strange. There's also very long periods of time between posts towards the last few. So within the blog, there are several drawings, and the drawings are done by this guy's wife, and they are strange in nature, but it really gets our main character's interests up. And so we kind of follow him trying to figure out what the meaning of the pictures on the blog are. There are also a couple of different pictures that we are exposed to during the story that aren't necessarily connected to the pictures on the blog at this time. I don't know if it's going to have any impact, because I've only read the first volume so far, and I haven't read the actual novel. But I will tell you that I'm very interested in what happens with this one. The pictures and seeing our main character and Kurihara like talk about the pictures and the possible like meaning of the pictures drawn by this woman was really interesting. And I'm really looking forward to reading more in this particular series. And so if you're interested in this one, or you enjoyed Strange Houses or The Strange House, which is the manga adaptation, I would definitely recommend you check out Strange Pictures. As I said, Volume 1 comes out on July 14th. And thank you to Titan Manga and Edelweiss for providing me with a copy of this volume in exchange for my honest review. So the final volume I have to talk to you about today is a webtoon. It's called Operation True Love Volume 1. This is published by Webtoon Unscrolled and is rated teen. It is by Kkokkalee and illustrated by Dledumb. I think that's how you pronounce it. And this is a story about a girl, high school girl. She is dating one of the most popular guys in the school. However, he treats her really poorly, and she just stays with him. Everybody can see how poorly he treats her, but he's one of those people that everybody in this school like adores. So any wrongdoings he does, they basically don't call him out on it. But she also kind of just stays with him because she thinks he's really handsome. She lives with another girl in the school. This girl is being fostered by her parents, and she is very popular as well. But our main character is kind of one of those people that nobody really has any interest in, and she's kind of unrememberable. And so she's just kind of living her life the way it is at the moment, until one day she receives a phone in her locker. And this phone seems to know all the secrets about her relationship, how her boyfriend treats her, and is basically like telling her to like grow a spine stand up for herself, you deserve better types of messages. But she doesn't know who's sending her these messages or who put the phone in her locker until she sees that her boyfriend's friend, Eunhyuk, also has a phone that looks the same. And so we kind of follow her trying to figure out if Eunhyuk is the one actually sending her these messages, but also realizing that her boyfriend is someone that she should be letting go of. And possibly the fact that the girl that her parents are fostering is also doing things to kind of sabotage her life, kind of. This one was interesting as well. I will tell you that I had 2 issues with this particular installment. So at the very, very beginning of this volume, we get told something about our main character that isn't ever talked about ever again within the pages of the entire volume. So I don't know if that probably comes up a little later, how much further into the series that comes up with, but it brings up a very interesting kind of facet to the story that I think will add a lot to my interest if and when that portion is actually explained and used in the story. Second of all, this volume ends very, very abruptly. When I got to the final page of this webtoon, I was like, there's no more. I turned the page expecting there to be more, and there were no more pages. And I will tell you, I felt a little bit disappointed because it was kind of one of those scenes where it's kind of a revelation, but at the same time very cliffhangery. And I'm really interested to see what happens because of what had happened just prior to that very last page. So I am very interested in continuing this one. This is available to read on the Webtoons app as well, but it is coming out physically on July 28th. So thank you very much to Webtoon Unscrolled and Edelweiss for providing me with a copy of this volume in exchange for my honest review. So those are the 3 advanced reader copies that I received. I am very interested in all 3 series, and I'm looking forward to continuing with each and every one of them. So let me know down in the comments below if you'll be checking any of these volumes out, and if you have, what do you think of them? Again, thank you to the publishers and Edelweiss for providing me with copies of these volumes in exchange for my honest review. Again, that did not have any bearing on my thoughts on these volumes, just so that you know. If you hadn't heard about any of these series before, which of these sound the most interesting to you? I'd really love to know. And if nothing else, and you'd just like to let me know that you were here, if you could leave me your favorite color heart emoji down in the comments below, it would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out. And that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.